it's me, Heather Nichols. I'm coming to you for the Tailored Expressions Live. Today is January 9th. The last time I saw you was right before the holidays, so I hope all of you had a good holiday time. Yeah, we had a good time. Kept it pretty quiet. We didn't have great big family gatherings, that's okay. We don't mind just keeping things quiet and staying at home. I'm going to flip my chat on so I can see if you guys are joining me. Who's joining me today? So let me know where you're watching from, and do you have any crafty things going on? I know we have a lot of things going on as far as what's going on in our country right now. I know we have some snowstorm situations again happening across kind of the middle of the country. Like, we don't really have snow here up in Minnesota. We had a white Christmas, and then everything melted. So yeah, oh yeah, Happy New Year everybody too, Bobby. Thanks for reminding me. It's already 2025, if you can believe that. So yeah, so we had a white Christmas, then it warmed up quite a bit and we lost all of our snow. I think we had rain too. It's a blur. You know, that holiday time and then New Year's, it's a blur of what day happened and what actually was the weather, all of that stuff. So we don't have any snow. So all of you who got the snow in Missouri and all of that area across the middle of the country, we are jealous of the snow. Because we don't have it, really any. It's bare out there. So I know like the ski hills and all of that, they're making snow because we don't have any. We're supposed to get a little bit today, not a whole lot. And then this weekend, we're supposed to get more snow, I believe, like Saturday into Sunday. So we'll see how much of that sticks. And it's been we didn't really have snow last year either. So for Minnesota, that's really strange. It is cold. I will give it that. It is very cold here. It's actually a little bit warmer today in the 20s. I know some of you are probably like, 20s? Oh my gosh, that's freezing. That's a heat wave for right now. So we had some pretty cold temperatures for a while. Yes, Gail, it says it seems I haven't seen you in forever. Yeah, it was before the holiday when you guys saw me last. And I think last week you got to see Sue Banker do her first live. So I hope you all enjoyed that. That's really exciting that she is joining us. I hope more than just the one time to do live. So Sue, are you in? Are you in? Did you survive? I always say the first time I talked to Taylor about doing lives, and I said, Taylor, I don't know. I feel like I might pass out. And she said to me, she said, Heather, if you pass out, we won't ask you to do it again. Well, obviously I didn't pass out. In fact, I've come to really enjoy being live and seeing and interacting with all of you. So I'm still here. So hopefully Sue joins the little team here of Susan Black and me and Taylor doing the lives. So she's always got some really creative ideas to share. I love seeing what Sue comes up with for all of the releases. So yes, good morning to all of you popping in. Yes, Karen, you're snowpacked in Kansas. Yes, and pray for Southern California. That's absolutely true. It is, you can't even wrap your mind around what's happening out there. So maybe you are in that area and this is maybe a little bit of a distraction for you to just take your mind off of it for a little bit. And hopefully crafting can do that for you, and just kind of in that time where you need just that, I got to think about something else for a while. But thoughts and prayers for all of what's going on out there. The pictures are just really hard to wrap your mind around. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Claudia says there's sunshine in Phoenix. You're praying for some rain, so it must be pretty dry down there. Like I said, it's pretty dry up here. No snow here. Michelle, you said there's a heat wave in Alaska. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's definitely warm. And she's saying that means March and April will be extra cold and white. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes we don't get our big bulk of snow till March. I know they're canceling. We have a lot of the dog sled racings. We have a couple major races in Minnesota and they have postponed or canceled a lot of those races because we don't have the snow. So yes, it is, yes. Anyway. So let's talk about what's going on this week at Tailored Expressions. It is our Valentine's release, and so there is a lot going on. We had a lot of fun new products to share with you, which I don't know if you watched Taylor's walkthrough video. She walks through all of the products and samples from the design team, which was so much fun to watch. And if you're on the Fans of Tailored Expression Facebook page, you got to watch that on Saturday, which was pretty nice little perk treat there for that. So if you're not a member of the Fans of Tailored Expressions Facebook page, make sure you join us there. You get to see all sorts of projects made by your fellow crafters, and you never know, we pop some little things in there here and there that you might get little sneak peeks of. So you never know what we have up our sleeves. So that was fun to have that pop up. And then Taylor made a card with the, is it the I Lava You set with the little lava lamps? So cute with the little like gel inserts. So if you missed that, you can always watch the replay. We've had other videos up on our YouTube channel. Alicia had a video with the Around Town Love collection that came out. Joy had a video yesterday, which was an extra little video this week. With the little heart shakers with our little heart bubbles that we have now, which are super fun. And then today Thierry has a video with the new, it's like the spectacular bundle with the glasses and the eye charts. It's just a really cute and fun bundle. And the thing I love about Valentine's is there's so many products that can go throughout the year. You can adapt things. Hearts are good anytime. It's always good to send your love to your friends and family. And so you can make it Valentine's, or you can change it up to be something that's for any time of year. So I love adding to my collection, and there's a whole bunch of products I have not gotten to play with yet, and so I look forward to that. We are going to create with the collection, or with products that I created this month. If you stopped by, you saw I have an update for my sweater weather. So if you got the sweater weather kit last July, there are some cute Valentine's additions, so you can make cozy Valentine sweaters, and you probably saw my projects that Taylor shared and on my blog. And also I have a cute little treat box that we are going to create today, so you can see that how I created it with the new Happy Mail set. So that's what's going on this week. Lots of Valentine inspiration, and we are going to talk a little bit about, let's see, so we got Valentine's this week. And then next week we have a release again, and this release is one that a lot of people look forward to. If you missed out on exclusives or freebies that we offered in the past several months, we will be putting those into our collection, and a lot of times we design coordinating products to go with those. So I have some sneak peeks for you today of some of those projects. The first one I'm going to peek to you, if you have placed an order in the month of January, you may have already received this stamp, and you may already then guess the theme of our freebie stamps for this year. So here is my card. I had a little fun playing with the emboss resist technique. So this is the snowdrop, and it's a flower. So if you can put two and two together, you might figure out what our theme is for this year. So I've seen the whole collection that's coming out this year. You're gonna need them all, and it's gonna be beautiful. So that's my first peek, is that. And let's see. We have, again, like I said, other exclusives coming out. So I'm like, where are my projects? This one is going to be a peek of something actually new that we created that coordinates with another thing that was a freebie. So if you received this freebie, this might seem familiar to you, but look at that and check out, there is some awesome dimension happening there. So that'll be the peak of that. So that is something to look forward to on Tuesday. And if you got the freebie in December, you maybe already started creating with this cute little set. And I created, let's see, I'm trying to get them. I have 3 of them here, so I'm trying to get them all together. I created something that would be fun for a party favor for a birthday party or other celebration. So if you got this cute little pyramid box, we are releasing that along with some other fun, look at this little tassel on the top, you guys. And this tassel is going to be, it's going to be fun to include in all sorts of different areas. So that is your peek. They are falling off my desk. Hold on. So I got to send those down to Taylor so she has them down in the studio for next week. And that is your peek for next week. So it'll be a fun release. I've seen, like I said, the designers' projects that are coming through look great. You're only seeing a small little portion of what you're going to see next week. So make sure you join. There'll be sneak peeks this weekend. We put stuff on our blog, the sneak peek wise, and then make sure to join Taylor next Tuesday to see everything. And, you know, she gets crafty too. So another fun week of crafting coming for you. So yeah, so we get crafty today. Let's do some Valentine crafting. So I'm going to introduce you to my set Happy Mail. So let me let's talk about one more thing. It is January, which also means that we have a new challenge. So if you are in the Fans of Tailored Expressions Facebook page, There's a challenge each month that we invite you to join us on, and we just want you to post your projects that you created. If you can enter, I think 3 times, and we draw for $25 store credits. I believe we draw for 4 of those. So let me flip to the screen so you can see what the challenge is this month. And if you've seen it already, you know this is one of my favorite things when I'm crafting. So this month, the TE Maker Challenge is splattering. So any kind of splattering that you want to do, either with a paintbrush, or maybe you have a splatter stamp, or maybe you want to splatter in a different sort of way, that all counts for the challenge. We just want you to post your projects that include splattering in some sort of way. If you go back to, we did splattering before as a challenge for the TE Maker Challenge, and I did a splattering live where I was using one of the abstract stencils and I splattered all sorts of different ways. So I'm not sure if Charlie, if you can link that video, or like I said, you can go into the lives and you can find it. So if you want some splattering inspiration, I did a lot of splattering in that video. I used different mediums to splatter with, different tools to splatter with. There was a lot of splattering going on. So we're gonna do some splattering today on our project. It's the splattering that I typically do. If you've watched me before, you have seen me splatter with the way that I'm gonna show you today lots of times, but it's my favorite way. And like I said, I love it. I use it all the time. So she's got the links going up if you want to join our challenges on the Fans of Tailored Expressions Facebook page. So make sure you join us there. So let me flip you down to my desk and let's take a look at the cute little project we're going to create today. These cute little mailboxes were created with the new Happy Mail die and clear combo set that I designed. So these are designed to fit onto the Treats and Trinkets box, which that is what's right here. So I created some cute little Valentine treat boxes. So these open up and you can fill them with little Valentine treats. I know Taylor had put, what did she get? They were like, I can't even think of the name, jelly beans. Hello. Jolly Rancher jelly beans, I think, is what she filled one of these little mailboxes with. So this is what we're going to create today. Let me show you what the set looks like. It's a die set. So you get the front of the mailbox with the little mail slot, and then this piece is to do kind of the little like door compartment on the front of the mailbox. We've got the back of the mailbox so that you have a nice looking back on your little treat mailbox. And don't you just love these little feet and how it stands perfectly on those cute little feet? And then we have some little envelopes that you can add into your mailbox, and then little things to decorate. So this little mailbox can go throughout the year. We've got a flower, a star, a heart, a rainbow, a tree for Christmas, and then some little tiny hearts to use like as seals on your envelopes, and some little circles for your flower centers. So yes, this is going to be super fun. And there's a clear set that comes with it. I almost forgot. So you can stamp the like post, mail, or joy on your mailbox like I did here. And then there are 2 little heart postmarks that you can use. I stamped mine on my little letters, but you can stamp them and use them however you want. So let me show you, I did a few other things with this because like I said, this is the little treat box. Whoops, knocking things over that I created, we're gonna create today. But obviously this is really great for cards. So here is a cute little card and my mailbox all dressed up. This could be any time of year. So I did saltwater taffy and added the little rainbow, and then added a little pile of envelopes around it as well. So I didn't put a sentiment on this one. I felt like it was good like this, and maybe I'll put one inside, but there's a look at how you can use that little mailbox on a card. And I know we had a couple of great examples from the creative team that they had done mailboxes on cards as well instead of as the treat box. And I also created a little tag. This is a Christmas themed one, and I made the little compartment into a little shaker. So I've put the tree, my snowflake is stuck on my tree there. I put the tree in there, and then I filled it with, this was that little cute snowflake mix. I forget when that came out. I think it was in November and was exclusive. But if you have the snowflake, all these are available separately. So like the sequins and the snowflakes, and there's little stars. Those are some things you could buy and make your own mix as well. So I used one of the snowflakes as a seal on my envelope, and I just noticed that it is not sticking, so I need to add a little bit of glue in there. And then, like I said, and then I made this into a tag. So there's an eyelet through the top that I just punched right through. And again, that little slot so you can pop those little letters into there. So if you are wanting to get a jump start on Christmas tags, here's some inspiration to start that. If you made a few each month, you'd have so many ready to go. This is always the idea that I have in my head, and it seems like a great idea in January. And then in April, I've totally forgotten about it, but I have good intentions, right? So yes, so there's a Christmas box, but you could do a little shaker for any type of year. You could do the little rainbow in there. You could fill this with all sorts of little shakery goodness as well. You could fill this with little letters. How cute would that be to have this all full of the little letters inside of the mailbox? So that is a couple other bits and pieces of inspiration of how you can use the Happy Mail set. So let's go ahead and get started making one of these cute little Valentine mailboxes. We're gonna do another guava mailbox, and then I'm excited because I am set for my Valentine treats for my family. So first of all, I'm going to cut out the treats and trinkets box. This box came out when we had that little kit in August for the Halloween set with the little tombstone. So I had designed this so you could set the tombstone on front of the treats and trinkets box, and then we released the die. You only have to cut this one time to make the box, which is nice. I don't mind putting the box together, but if you're trying to be quick and easy about things, it is nice if it takes care of it in one pass through your die cut machine. You do need to cut your cardstock that's 6 inches wide. That's kind of the minimum size to cut out this box, is the 6 by 6 size. So let's pop that out. And I had one part that did not cut on this side here. I'm just going to trim that with a scissor. I am having trouble with my mats because I think I have shaved the side off this mat. So this is not the die's issue. This is my personal issue. So I'm just going to snip that straight line right there. Right there. All of these score lines are on there to make it really easy for you to put together. So let's put it together so you can see how easy it is to put together. Grab my bone folder. I like to do all my creasing before I start assembling, because then it's just ready to go. So we've got the flaps on the top and on the sides. Like there. Went rogue on me, not right on my score line. There are a couple of cardstocks that are a little bit heavier, and sometimes they fight me. And then this tab right here. So really all you need to do for adhering the box together is put adhesive right here on this tab. So I've got the sticky tape. This is the 1/4 inch wide sticky tape, so it will hold on nice and tight. And a little trick for this box to make sure everything is nice and even is just literally fold it here over this way to go together. So I just fold it in half, and then you're just going to pop that up and you can put the little flaps in. If you wanted to put adhesive on these other parts, you can, but this box holds together pretty well, and it's of course not because I said it would. But there's your little box. This will fit. One of the things we were doing at Halloween is seeing what would fit in there, like 2 fun-sized candy bars we could get into there. So pretty significant. It's not a tiny box. You could put small gifts in there and that sort of thing. And of course, we did the tombstones, and then at Christmas we had gingerbread houses that you could put on the front of here, and now we have mailboxes. And of course, I have seen so many other cute things that people have done. So Carol's asking what is the size of the box. So let's grab our ruler here. So I'm about 1 3/4 inch wide by I'm like 2 5/8, so just over 2.5 inches. And then deep wise, it's 1 inch. So like I said, 1 3/4 wide. So hopefully that is helpful for you. So we're going to set that box aside, and then we need to cut out our pieces. Well, first we're going to do a little stenciling. So I wanted to add something onto my little box to add a little bit of extra texture, and so I'm using, this is the Hearts rotating stencil, but we are going to just use it one time to just add just a touch of hearts around the box. You could of course do many different colors of hearts, however you want to do your project, but this is what I picked to do for mine. So I'm just going to use pixie spray to adhere my stencil down. I'll just spray a thin layer on the top of it. Rachel's laughing that my tools have splatters on them. They sure do. There is splatter all over. My desk is very splattery. So this is just a 6x6 piece of the guava cardstock. I'm just going to set this down, and we are going to stencil the hearts with guava ink. So really quite quick and easy to add that extra texture to the mailboxes. So Carol, I think I just measured the box, so hopefully you caught that. If not, it's on the replay, and I think it might be on the product page too. I think they try to put all of that on there so you can see what size you're going to get. And of course with the die you can cut out your box in whatever color you want. All right, I'm using my blender brush to apply the guava ink, moving that brush both clockwise and counterclockwise to fill in those openings. I think I am just about there. Let's peel that stencil off, and then we got a cute little patterned piece of cardstock now. So let's go ahead and add our splatters here. If you'll notice, I've got little splatters on my mailbox. Now splatters, I know not everybody loves splatters. I love them. I think they add a really fun texture to your projects. I like things more on the rustic side, so that's just right up my alley. My favorite splattering supplies are Chocolate Truffle Liquid Watercolor and Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. We sell both of these, obviously. Sometimes I mix it up with the watercolor splatter. If you've got the advent calendar, you have the tiny glass mat. This is perfect for your splatter medium. And I like to use a water brush. You can use a paintbrush of any kind. There are people that there's all sorts of splattering tools out there that people might prefer. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that chocolate truffle, and I'm just tapping that over my finger to add the splatters. Now, I know that splattering is so unpredictable, and the best thing that I can recommend is, because people say, well, I want to splatter like you do. You have to get to know what you're splattering with and the medium you're splattering with. So make sure that if you want to get better at splattering, you practice. Just practice, practice, practice. That way you're going to get to know how your mediums behave, how your paintbrush behaves, how wet it has to be, how dry it has to be. I can't tell you that based on the tools that you use. You have to practice and get to know your stuff. So yes, I have splatter all over. I practice splattering all of the time. And when I have a new medium, I practice splattering with that because I don't always know how that's going to behave. So you just got to keep splattering. Okay, I'm cleaning my brush off in between. I will just actually let this dry on here, and then when I want to splatter the next time, I'll come over and I'll reactivate it with my brush because it's the liquid watercolor and splatter again. So this will not go to waste. I originally, before, kept that on an acrylic block, and the little glass mat is going to be my new splatter station. All right, the Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White, what I do is I pick up the color You can also put this on a block or the little mini glass mat. I like to just kind of get it going right in the lid right here. So I'll just pick it up and just kind of swirl it with my brush. So obviously there's some water in my brush. And again, I'm just going to tap this over my finger to splatter the white. Sometimes I get splatters where I don't want them. A lot of times I just make it work. Sometimes I throw stuff away. Sometimes I get a paper towel and try to dab and fix certain areas. But a lot of times I just try to work with it. Like I said, it's unpredictable. It's an unpredictable look. And so I just try to just go with it. If I fuss too much about splatters, then it's not fun anymore. And I just want to have fun. You can use, if you have like something on here that you don't want splatters on, you can use like a little Post-it note or piece of paper to mask it off. I've done that with sentiments and things before. If I've gotten to a point where I'm like, oh, I want to splatter that, but I've got everything else on here. You just can mask it off and add your splatters. The water brush I'm using, we don't sell this one. We have, and of course it's not sitting here. We do have a water brush in our store, but it's a smaller brush than this one. So this is Faber-Castell. We talk about this brush, me and Taylor, all the time. I got mine right on Amazon. I've also found it at art stores as well. So I've been using this brush for years and I do really like it. So that's the brand that I have. I think if you got the advent calendar, you got a brush, this brush. I haven't used it yet, and it's got a little bit smaller bristles, but this might be a really good option if you have the advent calendar. Fill this up with water and see what you can make happen with splatters with that. Lori's asking, can you splatter first and then stencil the hearts? You could. I guess for me, I like the white to show on top. And so I like to splatter on top of what I'm doing. The other thing I would maybe worry about is that if you do splatter first, make sure it's completely dry, because if you try to stencil and it is not dry, you're definitely going to have smearing happening. So if you're going to splatter first, make sure it dries completely. This way, I splattered second, and I'm not rubbing anything on top of it right now, and so I'm not worried about it splattering. It does dry pretty quick. There are things that dry slower. We sell this for black splatters, and this Black Star one is beautiful for black splatters, but it definitely takes a little bit longer to dry. So if you use this, make sure you allow that time for those splatters to dry, even if you do it on top, because if you start moving things around with the black that's not dry, you're going to have black smudges everywhere. The project I did, it was the abstract stencil, the quad abstract. What was it called? It wasn't the original abstract, but it was. Let's look in my binder. Hold on. I am grabbing my quad binder from behind me here, because I have them alphabetically, so it should be. And of course, am I grabbing the right binder? I'm grabbing every binder that it's not in first, because that's how that works, right? And of course, it's empty. Where is my thing? I think it's this one, even though the stencils are not in here. Now I'm like, where are they? That's not helpful when I'm looking for stuff and it's not in there, huh? But I think this was the quad that I used to do the splatter. And it would have been, I think it was about a year ago. Maybe it was not January, but it was early last year. Okay, let's cut out our mailbox. I'm just going to clean up my ink on my surface here first. Charlie said she'll find it. I know I used like toffee paper and it was real earthy colors. I don't know if that helps when you're looking at stuff, but usually if I could go in there right now, I would, but I'm not going to stop and go look for it right now. So, okay, let's cut out the pieces for the mailbox. So grab my die cut machine, grab my Happy Meal set. So we need, oh, and I bumped the camera, I'm so sorry. We need a mailbox front with that mail slot. We need a mailbox back for the back of our treat box. And we need a, I don't know, compartment? I'm not sure the best word for that. Mail, I don't even know. It's what the mailman unlocks to get the letters out to mail, to actually bring them to where they're going to go. I don't know if there's a name for that. The door. I don't... Charlie's saying it doesn't help that I said I use toffee cardstock. I know. Sorry. All right, so that's that. The other pieces we're going to cut out is we want a little letter. Let me grab that. So we're going to cut out, and there are two options. You can have that little open envelope or the little closed envelope, and I've got both of those on this card. So it looks like a little closed envelope with the heart seal, or it's cut so you can tuck things into your little envelope. So fun. So we're going to go ahead and use the closed envelope for our treat box. Put my plate over. I'm just cutting that out of sugar cube cardstock. And then we're going to cut out some hearts to use on, so there's the little envelope, so cute. And then we need some tiny hearts. We want a heart for the front of the mailbox, and then we're also going to need some tiny hearts to seal our envelope. And I'm going to cut those out of, so when I originally did my project, I did cherry pop and pink champagne and guava for the three colors that I did it. These was like one of my favorite Valentine combinations. And then I just kind of mixed and matched the colors on there. I think for this one, I'm just going to cut out red cherry pop hearts for my project. So I need to cut out some tiny hearts and one of the big hearts. All right, Charlie said she found the video. She's linking it on the Splattering post. So check out that post for the challenge on the Fans of Tailored Expressions Facebook page, and you can find a link to that Splattering live video that I did. There was lots of splattering going on. Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to cut out. I don't think there is. Let's do a little stamping on our pieces. Well, first I'm going to put the little door on the front of the mailbox. We got to pop that little slot piece out of there too. So we're going to attach that right there so I can see the spacing for where I'm going to stamp my word. It just pops right in there. Now if you can see, there's a little tiny keyhole on there. So cute. Now the stamps are clear, so make sure you have your foam inside your MISTI to pop that up to the right height. You're asking, Claudia, if Dr. Peach Martins would work with wood projects. So the one thing about this one is I don't know how permanent it is. It may not. I guess I'm not totally positive on that, if it's permanent when it dries. That would be my only thing I would wonder about. I know the Copic is not waterproof when it dries. It can be, if you add water to it, it'll reactivate. I think this one is similar. I'm not sure. So I have not tried it on a wood project, so I couldn't tell you for sure. Okay. So we're going to stamp one of the words on here. Let's do, got post, and I have mail, and I have joy. Let's do post. I feel like I'm from like Europe. Did you get the post today? I'm just gonna set that where I want it to go. And then we're gonna stamp that with Nocturne Versifying Clair. This is just going to need barely a little impression to add the little word onto your mailbox. And then for the envelope, which I didn't plan this out right, I should have put this more in the middle. I'm going to use my die cut from cutting out the envelope so this tiny little piece doesn't like go all over my Misty, and trying to like magnet that, it's so little. So I'm just going to use my die cut reverse piece to have it sit still. I'm going to grab that tiny little postmark. So if you're doing a bunch of envelopes, just set this up, your stamp, and then you can keep popping that little envelope right in there. So I just kind of want that to go like that on the mail envelope. And of course it's going to stick to that. So let's go ahead and pop that back in there. And I'm going to stamp that little postmark with oyster ink. Just going to tiny bit of ink on there. Boop. And the thing about postmarks is if they're not perfect, that's okay, because that is what a postmark is like. If you want to stamp it again, you sure can. I might do it one more time. Just a tiny little bit of ink on that heart. There. I have a little postmark on my envelope. So cute. Then let's go ahead and add a little heart seal to the envelope. I've got some liquid glue. I like multimedia matte, so that is what I'm going to use just to, and actually I'm going to put it here. It works a little bit easier with these tiny pieces if you put the dot of glue where it's going to go versus trying to like hold this, glue it, flip it to the other side. Set that on there. Now I'm going to let that dry a little bit, but I found I love my magnets for holding it in place while I do that. All right, so now I want my big heart to go on the front of my mailbox. That I'm just going to use my tape runner. Charlie thinks of Harry Potter when there's post and parcels. Yes, I think that, yes. They're also British, they're from Europe, so it makes sense. Look at how cute that is. Oh my gosh. This was so much fun to design, you guys. And then when you actually get to put it together, that's just even more fun. Okay, I'm going to actually flatten this box out to glue everything together. When I put this together, we're going to put the little letter on the box first before we put it together. But see this little notch right here? Because I'm going to stick a little adhesive here on the back with the letter, I actually am going to put this box on this side of the box and then have this notch going towards the back. So let's go ahead and put the back on there. I am going to use my sticky tape again just to make sure it all stays how I want it to stay. So let me apply the tape on here. Oh, and Charlie put up the link to the splattering video, so you can all go check that out when you have time. Let's just move you over, little letter. You're kind of right in my workspace. Okay, so we're going to line this up on the box, and we want the bottom of this box to line up with the bottom of this and the side to line up with the side. It's a pretty exact match. So that's how you know you've got it in the right spot, is when you have that lined up right on the bottom edge up here, and the feet are going to extend down below that. So there we've got the one on there. And I'm going to get my tape on here, and then we'll put the little letter in the post box. Before we do that, make sure you're not putting adhesive here and here, because you want those flaps to function. All right, so to stick the letter into the slot so that it stays, I'm going to put some adhesive right on the back, right underneath that slot. And then I can just tuck that in there so that it is how I want it to go. just like that. And then I know that it's secure there. I've got my tape already on my box. So now we're gonna have to pay attention to this line down here, because on this side we had kind of no edge, but I've got a fold there. So the bottom of your mailbox, this edge here is gonna line up with that right there. And of course, if you're making a bunch of these, you're gonna have a whole assembly line of cute mailboxes. And again, this is lined up exactly. So you're gonna line up with that edge. We're lining that fold up with that. We're gonna pop that out, fold that in. I might have to put some adhesive on this one. Most of my boxes, to be quite honest, have not needed that extra adhesive, but this one is being a bugger. Stay together. Look how cute. Oh my gosh. It's so much fun to have just a whole bunch of these cute little boxes just lined up on your desk. Let's put it with its friends. Look at these. So cute. Ah. So there you have it. Cute little mailbox treat boxes using that Treats and Trinkets die, the new Happy Mail die and clear combo set. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me flip you up to the top. We finished a little early today, but that's okay, because you can go watch the splatter video with the time that we have left. Hold on one second. Let me flip you guys up to the top. Hey. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I can't wait to see. I love when you guys, when we share our new projects and stuff and when they start appearing on the Fans of Taylor Expression Facebook page. I love seeing what you create. I love to see that you're creating, and I can't see what all the Valentine things that you come up with the new products that were from the release this week. So thank you so much. I won't be seeing you again till February. I'm going to be gone on a little bit of a vacation out of town, so they will take care of you with Susan at Block at the studio for the next couple weeks. So have a great rest of your January, and I will see you in February. I don't even know what we're working on then, but there's going to be some fun things through the rest of the month. And so happy crafting, have a great weekend, and stay safe in the weather and all of the things that are happening out there. So